more because I could let's try that. Does that help? Have we got sound now? Still can't hear it. So if you are here live with me and you can hear me, let me know. Yes, I think possibly we have now got some sound. Um, Okay, so let's try that again. Good morning and welcome in on this beautiful here in the UK Friday morning. And I cannot believe that it's been a week since I was last here. We're Friday, it's the end of the week. Surely it was only 12 hours ago that I stood here chatting to you. They fly by so quickly. But my name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and it is lovely to have you here with me on this Friday morning. So let me just quickly, if you haven't joined us before, introduce myself. This is my website, www.loveaduckie.co.uk, and this is where you will find classes and inspiration and links to my shop and all of those sorts of things that you can join us for. Oh, that's exciting. Jane's off to a performance at her nephew's school. Oliver, that was one of my son's favourite films when he was a little boy. So we have a very big fondness for Oliver in this household. So this is me, www.loveaduckie.co.uk. So do go and head over there and check me out. And while you are there, you can subscribe to have notification when I have blog posts that go live, and you can subscribe to my newsletter. So do go and do those things so that you can keep informed of all things Love-a-Duckie. And we've got a few things that you can still join in with. There's still time for you to join in with these things. You've got until tomorrow to register your interest in the paper share, the ribbon share, the speciality paper share, the embellishment share, and the In Colour Club. So do head over to my website and look under the shop tab, and you will find clubs and shares, and you'll find details for all of those things under the clubs and shares button. So do join us and get your share of all the lovely things in the new catalogue. Hi, Glenda. Still ongoing throughout the month of May is the In Colour Starter Kit offer. So if you have got a big wish list of things you want from this new catalogue, you spend £99, you get to choose, as normal, £130 worth of product of your choice. And then on top of that, in addition to that £130 worth, and in addition to your business supplies, catalogues and those sorts of things, you will also get the 5 new In Colour ink pads, a pack of In Colour card, a pack of the In Colour DSP, and a pack of In Colour grid paper. So huge value in that. So if you have got a big wish list, do chat to me, and we will see about joining you up to the family. And for anybody that does place an order of £40 or more with me by end of tomorrow, you will get entered into a prize draw. So if you've got a wish list hovering, then do jump on and place that order before the end of tomorrow. Okay, so let us remove that from the screen and come back up here. So we were playing on Monday with the Tea Boutique set, and we're going to continue to play today because we only really scratched the surface on Monday. So if you didn't see that live, you can either find it on my Facebook page, Love-a-Duckie, obviously, that's where you'll find me under on all social media channels, and YouTube under Love-a-Duckie. You'll also find it sitting there. So if you want to go back and watch Monday's video, you'll be able to find it in those places. But we're going to continue to play with this lovely suite today. So let's bring this downward facing camera in, and here is the suite. So you have these beautiful 6x6 papers, and I've put mine in a little box. They're just here. So they are in colours. They feature all of the new in colours, plus more in colours with knobs on. So you've got all of these fabulous sort of backgroundy type papers in colours, and others, there's a few others that have flipped over, and then you also get teacups, teapots that are amazingly upside down, lemons, there's florals, yeah, they're all upside down all the way. I do quite like this. This is very pretty. Would make a pretty teacup in itself, wouldn't it? But a lovely background. Yeah, you've got bright reds, more teapots, envelopes with flowers bursting out of them. So yeah, we finished flicking through there, so you can all get off your heads now. All of those gorgeous in colours and more feature in the 6x6 paper. So you get a stamp set, and this gorgeous stamp set features a stripy cup and a cup with this leaf image on it. You get sort of tea bag tags, got little florals in there, you've got some lemon, you've got this foliage here. Yeah, and some really lovely sentiments. I just can't thank you enough. Some of them are really tiny enough to fit on your tag. Just can't thank you enough. It's time for tea. Thank you for your friendship. I miss you. Let's get together soon. Some really lovely things. And then we have the set of dies, and the dies obviously have images to cut out, dies to cut out those stamped images, but you also get a sort of detailed outline teacup. You get the bits to be able to build up your lemon. You get various sizes of tags and hearts and all sorts of things in there that are just rather lovely. And the other part of this suite, and I'm just looking around and thinking, what have I done with those? The other part of this suite is these gorgeous cards and envelopes, which I've obviously put in a very safe place. But they are stunning. So you've got, again, the in colours, you've got an envelope with patterned fronts, a card with patterned fronts in all of those in colours, and envelopes to match, and they are just beautiful, and I'm sure they'll pop out at me possibly the minute, here they are, I was going to say possibly the minute that I finish the video. I know I have them on Monday. Here they are. So you've got all these lovely envelopes in those in colours with these floral sections on, and then the cardstocks have all got different patterns, so whether it's stripes, sort of a distressed type look, so just a great basis for building your cards. And these were the two cards that we made on Monday. So that's featuring one of those envelopes and the nice stripy stamp set that we embossed with clear embossing, and a more vintagey style card just there featuring some of that DSP that's been embossed and distressed. Okay, so let's see what we're going to play with today. Let me just move this out of the way for now. It is very warm this morning. Not complaining. It's beautiful to have a bit of sunshine. Now, I thought one of the things I would do today is have a little bit of a play. Excuse my arms rustling around trying to find stamps and dies. And I thought we'd have a bit of a play with this sort of foliage images. As you can see, I've not even put my stamps away properly on Monday. What a naughty girl, but actually it's been such a busy week. Haven't stopped for 5 minutes. Let us... is a C block going to be big enough? Yes, it is. So we've got this lovely sort of foliage image just here, and then we have these really pretty stamps that are on one they are one stamp that's sort of joined together, so you get lots of little floral images, but you only have to stamp once, which is rather fun. There's other little florals and things in foliage pieces and things in here. We've got this big one just here. We might use that as well. I think that again actually would fit on a C block. I might swap those round because that one fills that D block slightly better than that one. Okay. Let's find ourselves a piece of basic white. I nearly said whisper white. Stopped myself just in time. And let's cut this to, I think we'll go 13.9 by 9.5. Because we might then want to back it with another colour before we get round to completing our card. Seem to be all back to front on myself, so there we go. Let's do that. Now, I'm going to pick up a couple of different colours in foliage. I literally dropped the mic then. Okay. Let us have a play with these two greens. I'm just looking, that looks as if the sound has gone. Oh no, there we go. Looked as if I'd lost the sound again, but we're there. Okay, so let's have a look at Granny Apple Green and Parakeet Party. Now, looking at them separately, they look as if they're going to be almost identical. When you put the two cases together, they look very different. It will be interesting to see them. I've not yet stamped them together to see what happens if you put them both on one project. So let's do that. Let's play with a new one and an old favourite. I'm going to come in with this foliage stamp. I'm going to stamp this across the bottom here. I might come in behind with a bit of second generation stamping as well, which is fairly pale. It only is just there, but it just gives a bit of sort of depth to it. And then let's bring in a Granny Apple Green. I'm going to bring this down the side. As if it was trees. We'll just have a bit in there as well. So I don't know how well you can pick up the difference in those. On that camera, it probably doesn't look very different at all, but in real life, this is much darker, much greener, if you like. This is far more yellow than this green. There is quite a distinct difference between the two. So we have sort of like trees coming down the top. We've got our grassy bit at the bottom. Let's bring our flowers in and let's go. Let's stick with some in colours and go Orchid Oasis. And I'm just going to bring these in across the bottom there. I'm going to bring in the Take Care of Yourself. I think we'll do that in Orchid Oasis as well. Now we could do with just some little, I don't know, butterflies or something, I think, on there. Just some little tiny ones. Or a bit of a dragonfly or something. So let me go in search of such a thing. I've grabbed here the Crane of Fortune stamp set because there's a couple of little dragonflies in there. That is what we will add, I think. Colour. Decisions. Let's go tempting. To Heat and Tide. Nearly said tempting turquoise, showing my stamping a page there. Now, because these are imperial cardstock sizes, these card bases, that actually fits beautifully along there, leaving a little stripe of Orchid Oasis top and bottom. So I might well leave that almost as is. Let's bring in some of the new in colour twine. And let's go with some Tempting turquoise twine. Want it to come round here twice before I tie a bow with it. So I do love twine, and the fact that we've got it in all 5 of those in colours. There's some Starry Sky, some Parakeet Party, some Sweet Sorbet, some Orchid Oasis, and the Tahitian Tide. So as well as in colour ribbon, we also have in colour twine. Which is a lovely cost-effective addition. And also if you're creating something, I thought I picked up my ribbon scissors, but I haven't. If you're creating something that you want to be slightly more masculine, twine is such a useful addition. Let's pop this up on some dimensionals. Might sneak that up slightly and just have a dimensional underneath there, just so it can't slip off, even if it should decide it wants to. Morning, Elaine. And the other in colour loveliness we have are these in colour decorative dots, and they have like an ombre effect to them. So they start off this side sort of quite dark, and as they go across they get paler, so you could sort of pick out these ombre effects as you go across. Let's come in with a little sort of the paler end of the Orchid Oasis and add some of those in, and find the correct envelope to go with that. We could do a bit of stamping inside. So that's a really quick and simple card, just using the foliage and the flowers and all of those sorts of things from that stamp set. So not a teacup in sight, no mention of tea whatsoever. Just going to take my dragonflies and I've splodged. I've got ink on my fingers. I will sort something out with that in a minute, but just adding a few dragonflies in the middle. The beautiful envelope. So a really simple card, bit of simple stamping, just stamps, ink and paper, one of those card bases, and you have something really quite lovely that you could quickly get in the post to somebody that you hear is having a bit of a bad day. They're a bit sad about something. The local crafting community here are feeling a bit sad. We've just had news that our big local craft shop, craft warehouse, is closing in a few months, and it is a very special place to a lot of people. But most especially today, our thoughts go out to the lovely staff over there that now going to be looking to find themselves a new home. So that's, yeah, a special place. It has a special place in lots of people's hearts. So that was sad news. So for all of those staff, yeah, we send out to you. Take care of yourself. We're thinking about you. Let's have another look at a different card. Let's do a bit of a more technique-y type card. And I'm going to start with a teacup. And I just want just looking to see if I've got an oddment of card on the side here. I just want a little oddment of card. I'm actually going to take this piece of basic white. Don't need all of it. Let's cut it about there. That piece might be useful for sentiments or something. The cards and envelopes are really gorgeous. Glenda, they are just such a, you don't need to do very much in order to create something really wow. So I've just had a ribbon unwind itself. Like an Andrex puppy, it just rolled off. Let's put that back. Right, I'm going to cut that teacup into that piece of card in order to create myself a bit of a stencil. So let's run that through there. So I can keep that little teacup and make that into something at another point. Because what I actually want is a piece of card with a teacup shaped hole in it. I nearly didn't say that. So let us cut another piece of basic white that is I'll go 9.5 by 13.9 again. And I'm going to use my stencil over the top there. Now I could get my blending brush out. I don't blame you, Glenda, stashing up on those beautiful cards. It's a good plan. I'm moving my cardstock around. I have my table is made up of like two bookshelves side by side, and there's a split down the middle, and I want to avoid that if I can. Okay, so now we have our teacup sort of fairly central on our cardstock. So we could come in with blending brushes or something, but I'm going to come in with my Hello Beautiful stamp set. Now, I've not used this yet, and it dawned on me this morning that it would be rather a good stamp set to just add some colour across my cup. So I think I want to go for a fairly soft colour. Perhaps something like fresh freesia would be quite good. So this Hello Beautiful, you get the stamp set, and there's also a set of dies sort of work alongside it with these hexagons in and sort of swirly circles, triangles, diamonds. Yeah, these sort of pieces for that you can put sentiments and things in, but they're not sort of regular shapes. They're quite an irregular shape, so quite fun. So I just want a colour. Now I don't know if you can see on there's almost like a little smile in there, but if you have a look at the stamp on the case, you'll see that that little smile exists in there. We've almost got a Mrs. Potts cup going on there. That's something to develop for another day. That little smile just there, you could develop that into a Mrs. Potts. I might come in with some of these little dots, just add in a bit more background texture. Let's get our little A block because that does only need an incy bitsy block. I'm going in tone on tone, so it really is just building up a bit of texture in the background. Right, let's take that off of there. Actually, what I might do is bring back in our little teacup, lay that down there. I'm going to pick, oh, that wobbled. Lay that down there. I might now bring in a blending brush actually. And perhaps we'll go with, let's go pale papaya. So just a soft colour. And come round this outside. Let's move this tape over here. We have a strange looking tea blob there, but I'm rather hoping if I now come in with a teacup outline, we should get something a little bit interesting. Now, what colour to go for? Oh, look at that blob. What colour to go for the for this detail piece? I think I'm going to get a piece of gold foil. I think we're going to go for a gold outline. bring this over. You can see that all your little bits are going to pop out of here. And this is just going to give you the outside edge of your teacup. Let's bring in a little bit of Tombow. We should have perhaps put some double-sided adhesive on the back of that foil. That would have made it much easier to stick down. Just tiny little blobs of glue on the back here. I actually have a little bit of glue there that is more than a tiny blob. Let's just spread that round a little bit. Now I'm going to bring back in our little flowers just here. And I think we'll go probably go pale papaya actually, because it will be slightly darker colour stamped. Let's bring in our piercing mat. And then from the die set, we've got some little leaves that we can die cut. We have our die that will cut those flowers just there. Got two of these little leaves. And I think we'll have some little hearts. And we will cut ourselves a little tea tag. So going to cut out those flowers. Want some green for the leaves, and I think perhaps we'll go something like either soft sea sky or mint macaron. Perhaps mint macaron just to be a bit darker. I think our little hearts I will pick up in fresh freesia because we've already got some of that colour, and we will die cut a little tag from white. So let me just go and grab some oddments of fresh freesia and mint macaron. Right. Fresh freesia. And some mint macaron. Just run these through my die cutting machine. Line up those flowers. It's always so handy when you've got multiple dies, whether that's on one die that's going to cut multiple things, or you have multiples of dies to enable you to die cut more than one at once. Here they come. I think I'm going to do another little green leaf. So there's 2 little mint macaron leaves. 1, 2, 3 little hearts. A baby tag. 5 little flowers. Let's not lose those little dies. Just going to run through another leaf. Right, let's come into the stamp set. And I want one of these little greetings. Got a thank you, I miss you. There's a to and from. It's not quite big enough, I don't think. Let's go with I miss you. Come here, little tag. I think again we'll come in with fresh freesia. I miss you. We'll have that with a little bit of gold thread, I think. So I'm going to hopefully tie a bitsy bow. And we will stick the back of that to the back of our tag. About there, I think. Snip that off on the bottom so it's not sticking over the edge. Let's pick up a glue dot. There. We'll have that coming down there. Let's move that gold thread out of the way. And let's bring in some of these flowers and leaves. Ooh, upside down. Bit of flower arranging. We'll have these little ones coming in on the top. Something like that. Stick those down properly in a minute. And then we'll have our little hearts just where have you gone? Oh, there it is. Our little hearts just sort of drifting away a little bit. So we'll have a play with that in a second. Got some fresh freesia print patterned paper here. So we'll perhaps bring some of that in as well. So let's start sticking some of these bits down. Let's find my putty end take a pick tool. To bring in some mini dimensionals for the back of these. Let's pick these up. Just put a little spot of glue there. And a little spot of glue there. And we'll have, actually we will tuck that one underneath that leaf. So we have a little cluster of flowers. Let's bring in these hearts. going to cut this down to get rid of our blob. And then we'll cut ourselves a piece of DSP. We might need that in a minute. I'll make this 10 by 14.4. So we've got that little miss you on there. So let's come in with a let's get together soon. And let's have a look at our little shapes. Find ourselves a little bit of basic white. And let's stamp let's get together soon. And we'll die cut that with the smaller circle. And then we'll use the bigger circle and die cut another piece of fresh freesia. So we could have gone with stitch circles from the other new die set, which is called, and it'll come back to me in a minute, that's something else shapes. These are beautiful shapes. There we are. If anybody can fill that in for me. What is the something other shapes? Ooh, did that move? What has happened there? Something quite strange has happened there. Let me just... Whether there was a bit of a tear in the card. That's better. Let's get rid of that dimensional backing. We don't want that. Cut myself a card base. Actually going to cut this a bit narrower, I think. And to take it down half a centimetre each side. That's better. Got more of that paper showing then. Stick these two circles together. And we'll add a little swirl of ribbon. I haven't got any pale papaya in stock, so it'll have to be fresh freesia. Oh, come back. So we put some double-sided tape on the back of there, and then we'll just swirl that ribbon across the back, sticking it down to the tape as we go. Find our ribbon scissors, snip those off. Right, let's get sticking. So I'm going to stick my DSP. So this DSP has got lemons all over the back. Oh dear, bless you, whoever that is that's sneezing outside. We'll have this and we'll make it so that it's a fairly even border top and sides. Then we'll bring in the let's get together soon and add that with some dimensionals. And then let's have a little hunt. These are rather pretty. Fine sparkle adhesive backed gems. What a pretty selection. I'm going to pick up these pale papaya ones. And we'll have a little smattering of those around. So with the exception of the green leaves, that's mainly all fresh freesia and pale papaya. So not this year's in colours. The in colours that were new this time last year. But we've just used that die cut as a piece of as a stencil that we've stamped through, but we could have blended through it equally. Stylish Shapes, thank you, Lisa. That's the name of the stitched circles and squares, and so we could have used Stylish Shapes, but as we had these to hand, we'll use these. But these faceted gems are really lovely. Look at those, got real texture on those as well as colour. So let's get together soon card and a thinking of you card, which I've put somewhere very safe. Here we go. Let's move some of these things out of the way. I had a comment the other day about how somebody felt very at home by the fact that my space got smaller and smaller and smaller as we carried on crafting. So there we are. There's 2 cards for today, both again using that. Yeah, let me see if I can tell you where they are, Lisa. So Lisa's missed those faceted gems. I don't know whether they're not a part of a suite, but they're really pretty, aren't they? Let's see if we can find out whereabouts in the catalogue you can find those. Dum 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 dum. I'm looking and I can't see them either. It's very odd, isn't it? They're not there. So where did they come from? I'll have to hunt them down and find out where they came from. But they're really pretty, aren't they? Fine sparkle, adhesive backed gems. I will continue the hunt for them. I know what they are. I know what they are. They're not yet available. I didn't remember seeing them. They are the free creativity ones. So these are a sneaky peek. That's very naughty, isn't it? These are a sneaky peek of something yet to come. But you can't get them yet. So you're going to have to hold fire, Lisa, for those, unless you've got some on the way. Yes, that's where they came from. I did think to myself, I don't remember what suite they belonged to, but that's why they're a sneaky peek of things yet to come. How exciting. Okay, so there's 2 cards. 2 more cards featuring the Tea Boutique. So we've had 4 different cards, all very different. We've had some sort of demonstrating texture. We've had bright and bold. We've had vintage and grungy. Here's the other 2. So we've had a real good play, and it just goes to show what a versatile set this is, as all our sets are. So there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed them. Excellent. Well, you enjoy them once they get to you, Lisa. That's just one of the perks of being a part of the family, is that we're getting to be part of a special creative day, creative workshop that's only open to demonstrators. We're getting to be a part of it, and we got those as a freebie, and they will be coming our way much later. Well, not much later, but a little bit later in the year. So another good reason to get your starter kit. It's not just about the discount that you get when you join the family, which of course is really lovely, particularly at the moment when we're all needing to find the discount where we can get it. But it's not just about the discount. It's about the people. It's about the community. It's about crafting together. And that's what we're going to be doing. And that's where we're going to be playing with those beautiful embellishments. So do come and join us, come and join the family. And if you have any questions, then do come and have a chat with me, message me, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer them. So have a lovely weekend, everybody. We'll be back with something different on Monday. So I look forward to seeing you all then. But until then, I hope the sun shines and that you have a really, really lovely weekend.